invocation given by me, after which our sheriff will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Our dear Heavenly Fathers, we bow before Thee this day with gratitude in our hearts, Father in heaven, for the many blessings that Thou bestows upon us. We are grateful to be gathered as a county this day to discuss the concerns and needs of our county. Father in heaven, we'd ask that Thy Spirit would be here upon all of us, that we'll be kind and understanding, that we might come to consensus of the things that we're addressing and dealing with today, and that we might be able to understand the things that are going on in our county. Bless us to be kind, Father in heaven, to each other here and also out in our county, that we will continue to foster the feelings of friendship, love, and concern that we have for each other. Father in heaven, we ask a special blessing to be upon our county, that we might continue to thrive and do well. We ask that Thee might bless us with water and the coming seasons, that we might be able to water our crops and be able to take care of our families. Father in heaven, we are grateful for the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. We're grateful for the men and women who serve in the military and our law enforcement and our emergency services, that they will be kept from harm's way and that they will be blessed. We thank Thee for them and for their service. Father in heaven, we are grateful for the nation that we live in, and we ask a blessing upon it. Father, we ask that Thee might bless those who are in need of a special blessing in our county and also throughout our nation, that they might be blessed and be able to have the needs which they so deserve at this time. Father, we're thankful for Thy love and for all that Thou doth for us. We're grateful for Thy Son. We're thankful for all that Thou hast given unto us, and we ask for these blessings and do so in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Stand, face the flag, put your hand over your heart, and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate that. Okay. I need approval of the minutes from the March 11th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 11th, 2026 meeting.
I'll second it.
We have a motion from Commissioner Bingham and a second from Commissioner Perry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, administrative review, reports and future agendas. We understand that we have one, is that not right?
Yeah, we just,
Perry?
we received a letter, just so you're familiar. We had 3 different entities in Box Elder County that chose to switch dispatch centers. And it's February 2nd, they went to a different center. And up until that point, Box Elder County had hosted all Spillman the server and the Spillman services in Box Elder County. Box Elder County, as I've been back and checked history, we paid for all that. And as a county, we operated basically at our cost to provide that service to all of these agencies throughout the county. When they chose to leave, they had to set up a new Spillman system with the Weber County, where the Weber Center that they went to. And as such, we didn't initially do anything as far as changing our Spillman server as far as locking them out of it. So they've been on our Spillman server, even though they've been in Weber County since February 2nd, which was brought to our attention, at which point we let them know, we notified them that we would probably need to take in, where they're no longer on our service and provide, and part of that Spillman server, that we needed to shut them off of that system so that it would protect our system from anything. So we sent a letter out from our IT director to those 3 cities indicating that the Spillman server would be shut down at the end of March. And we received letters back from Perry and from Tremont indicating that they would request that we lock their information down at that point and protect their information, which is what we do. And our IT director agreed to that. But we did receive a letter from Brigham City that said, their indication here is, this is from the Mayor Brigham, we are in receipt of your letter dated March 19th. Brigham City has discussed the cutoff date for Spillman information hosted on the Box Elder County server, and that we are respectfully asking the end date for access be extended 2 weeks until April 14th, 2026, to give us enough time to completely migrate the information to Weaver servers. This is migrating historical information that Spillman already has, but this gives them access to our server because Spillman wasn't able to complete this duty, so they wouldn't have access to the server, and this is what their statement was. The purpose of this request is so that they can maintain access to safety-critical information in our historical records that won't be available on the Weaver server until April 14th. This information is vital because it provides us with the only means of researching history on potentially dangerous subjects and addresses. Without access to this information for the 2 weeks inflow or window, our officers would arrive on scene at volatile situations unprepared. We recognize 2 weeks is not a long time frame, but it's impossible to predict when the need for access to the information could prove crucial, and we want to give our officers every tool possible to ensure their safety as well as the safety of the public. And then it basically said if the extension is not allowed, please lock our information and let us know how we can proceed from that point with your consideration, signed by Mayor Bott. And we've discussed it with our IT director. There's no reason why we can't extend that to April 14th, and I think we can forward that letter. So I just wanted to bring that to the commission's attention and make sure that you're okay with that.
I'm good.
I'm good with as well.
Okay, we'll have our IT director take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Perry. Okay, former agenda items. Commissioner Perry?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Emergency management issues? Mark? None? Okay, very good. ARPA, LTCF? Okay. Box Elder County employee recognition, and Commissioner Bingham's gonna take care of that.
Okay, so everybody knows, every month we pick an employee of the month who has shown their efforts to be very productive in the particular assignments that they have. This month, we have chosen to honor our planning department for their efforts. If you sat and talked about the planning department, I'm confident that the other commissioners as well, but when I get a phone call I can't answer, I route them to the planning department because they have the expertise and the information to help solve issues. It's not just something they do. I know that personally they've been on a few field trips. We've actually seen them driving tractors, and we've been out
On small county roads.
small county roads. They have been out inspecting waterway transmissions like ditches, checking out drain fields for future development. They've done a really good job, and we appreciate them, and they are kind of the point of the spear. Box Elder County's got a lot of pressure on them in that department, and we appreciate all they do. So today, we would like to honor Scott Lyons, Marcus Wagner, Dennis Christiansen, and Diane Fuhrman. If you'd come up, please. Just want everybody to know we appreciate it very much.
Hey guys, 3, 2, 1. Oh, hang on. Let's try again. Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Leave it to
She's a government employee.
I think we had a smart remark from Cody Illum. I heard it.
I was just wondering where Diane was. I said,
We don't force employees to come and get the award. Sometimes employees, we've discovered, we want to recognize employees, and we've had employees that don't want to be out in front
Go get her
because
if
we
you want.
appreciate it. But no, yeah. we'll give her permission to hit back too, so.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, appreciate that. Okay, we have a public hearing, on a public hearing for a notice of intent to add a special service district. And Glenn Thurston's gonna talk to us about that.
Hello. So we've been here before. Last time we were here, we did pass a resolution for a notice of intent to add. This public hearing is a statutory requirement. The overall thing that we're trying to do here, for the benefit of the members of the public in attendance today, is to add the service of using mineral lease funds to the mineral lease board, which hasn't ever been done formally. And so that's what this public hearing is about. And I suppose that you're supposed to give the opportunity for members of the public to talk about that. So that's all we're doing. We're not changing anything, just making it legal.
So we need a motion to open the public hearing?
Yep, I'll make a motion to open this public hearing.
Okay, second.
I have a motion to open the public hearing by Commissioner Perry and a second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So this public hearing, those of you that want to come up, please make your comments to this issue only. So we will invite those who would like to come and speak about this to come forward.
Deanna Hardy Brigham. Is it going to be mixing public and private money? I don't know if you can answer that right now, but that is concerning if you are going to be mixing public money with the private money. And that will be contrary to our republic form of government. In Article 12, Section 20, it says that we are supposed to be a free market state. Government is not to be colluding with private enterprises. And so I ask you to remember your oath of office, that you said you would support, obey, and defend our Utah Constitution, the free market system, and that you will also protect our republic form of government from all enemies, foreign and domestic. So we do have a lot of domestic enemies changing our form of government, and you really need to stand on correct principles. Thank you.
If there's no further public comment, I would entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Perry to close public hearing, second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, number 9, under Attorney's Office, to ratify Commission approval of retirement and separation, number S.
Okay. The previous one, do we need to vote on the previous one?
Ratifying it, it's agreement.
Just
that-
But the previous one, did we need to vote on that to do anything further?
Just ratification of it.
Okay. I'd make a motion that we ratify the commission's approval of retirement separation, number SA 26-01.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Perry to ratify the commission approval of retirement and separation, number SA 26-01. Second by Commissioner Perry. There's no further discussion.
Second by Commissioner Bingham.
Who did I? I wanted Commissioner Perry to do them both. Okay, and second by Commissioner Bingham. Sorry about that. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay, under number 10, request for use of the courthouse parking lot for the Spade and Hope Garden Club plant sale, May 16th, 2026.
The next thing.
And Teresa Enright's gonna come talk to us about flowers and such.
I actually would like to start out asking,
State your name.
my name's Teresa Enright,
There you go. Perfect.
and I'm here representing the Spade and Hope Garden Club. Years ago, the plant sale was in the library courtyard. I don't know what you call it.
Bill of
And
Rights Plaza over there.
and
Yeah.
one year, somebody else had been granted that, so we moved over to the parking lot, just that cement strip along the parking lot. I would like to request that we are able to use it on this listed day back over in the library courtyard.
We don't control the Bill of Rights Plaza. That's actually Brigham City.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Brigham's.
okay, well, we'll stick with the
But we can,
parking lot then.
we can approve the request for the parking lot.
Okay, how do we go about that then?
Well, you'll have to go with Brigham on the other part, but we can
Just
take care
Brigham
of this.
City,
We can take care of your part for the county because we control the county building
okay,
to the south.
Okay.
They control things when you
Yeah,
get to
but
the
Bill
other
of
side.
Rights, you'd have to talk to Brigham about that, but yeah, we can, this side we can do, yeah.
okay.
So I'd make a motion that we approve the request of the use of the courthouse parking lot for the Spade and Hope Garden Club plant sale on May 16th.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry to approve the courthouse parking lot for the use of the Spade and Hope Garden Plant Club, and a second by Commissioner Bingham. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are those of you in this room that would like to make public comment and you have not signed up and filled out one of these slips, you need to do so. So we thought we'd just remind those of you who would like to speak.
It's right there.
Chrissy has
Right here,
Chrissy
Chrissy
has
has
it,
it.
yep.
So if you would like to put your name there, please hold your hand up. She'll come to you. Okay, number B, Gold Star Memorial Agreement, number 2609, and Commissioner Perry's going to discuss that with us.
Is Jenny going to make it here today, Kelly?
Just gonna reach out to her.
Okay. Yeah, I think she was going to be here in a little bit, but I think I can explain it. And Kelly, I don't know if you wanted to come up and talk about it, but I can kind of just basically give the briefing for everybody to make you aware of what it is. The Major Brent Taylor Foundation reached out to Box Elder County probably 3 years ago, something a little bit more than that. And one of the things that they've been doing is they've been working with communities around the state of Utah specifically. For those who don't know who Major Brent Taylor was, he was a mayor of North Ogden and served in our National Guard and lost his life over in the Middle East. And since then, his wife has been very involved in doing things to promote for the families of fallen military personnel. And so this is where the Gold Star program came about. And they wanted to put Gold Star monuments in various places around the state where people have lost loved ones who served in the military. And we've had our fair share here in Box Elder County. So they approached the county. There was a little work done, but it wasn't completed. By the way, Jenny just arrived. So I'm going to have Jenny, you come up here to the table here so as I explain this. So this is Jenny Taylor, Major Brent Taylor's widow, and like I said, the leader of the Major Brent Taylor Foundation, who approached the county. We've been working on it. We got into bigger swing. And this is what a Gold Star monument looks like. So I don't know, Jenny, if you want to say your name, and then you can, and I'll slide through these slides. You
Yeah.
can
explain what we're looking at, and then we'll talk about it.
That'd be great. Thanks. My name is Jenny Taylor. As the commissioner mentioned, I am a Gold Star widow of Major Brent Taylor, Utah Army National Guard, killed in action in 2018. The Gold Star Families Memorial Monument is a national movement by the Woody Williams Foundation, started back east in West Virginia, Kentucky area. About a decade ago. You can look at the granite and the structure here. Shows the gold star, which is a common military symbol, meaning a loved one has died in the service of our country. If you think back to World War I history, perhaps you've seen a blue star banner that would hang in a window. It was the way people let their neighbors and their family and community know that they had a service member deployed perhaps to World War I, later in World War II. If that service member were killed while serving, the blue star was covered with gold fabric as a way of notifying that the family member had lost someone. So that is a Department of Defense wide recognized symbol of the loss of military service. You'll notice that as it has that beautiful gold star right next to it is the cutout of the missing service member who is now gone from the family. The granite is strong, it's solid, it's a firm foundation. It represents what this country stands on. The service members themselves, the families of those service members have that strength and that just longevity, and a giant hole in the middle of it because that person is no longer there. What's beautiful about this monument to me is that there's not a single name on it. It's not to Cage Allen, though of course his service is recognized. It's not to Rocky Payne alone, though of course we recognize him and his family and others from this community. It's a memorial honoring the loved one's service by paying tribute to the family members left behind. And there are now over 100 of these nationwide. This will be the first one in Box Elder County. This will be the first one up north. You can see all 50 states have these monuments. There are several underway. By the time everything underway is done, there'll be about 200, if not more. I think that number changes every month. They started back east. We're really proud of the fact that we've been a part of getting this movement going here in the West. We're further away from our nation's capital. We're further away from some of the bigger bases like Fort Bragg or Fort Benning, where some of those eastern seaboard traditions of military service tend to be a little bit more common in the communities. But we know Utah has a strong heritage here in Box Elder County of bringing the West together, being the city and the part of the country where there is that unity, and we want to make sure that we're honoring the families and the service members who have fallen. So the proposal is to build a monument just like that. We'll work with Whitaker Construction. We'll work with the Woody Williams Foundation, which is the nationwide memorials foundation that got this thing started. Woody Williams, for those of you who might not know, was a Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. He was actually the last living Medal of Honor recipient from World War II. He only passed away a couple of years ago. He was one of the young Marines at Iwo Jima. Most of us are familiar with the iconic image of the flags being raised by the Marines on that monument, on Iwo Jima. And he came home, and like many of our service members who survived do, experienced some survivor's guilt and experienced a strong sense of duty to making sure that the families of those friends of his that didn't make it home were taken care of, were loved, and were honored. And that's now been many generations. World War II, nearly 100 years ago. In another decade or so, we'll be saying it was 100 years ago that World War II was fought. So unfortunately, in today's world, we know that war doesn't end. I wish we could say otherwise. When we first began this project a couple of years back, we were on the tail end of the global war on terrorism. We thought we were done in Iraq and Afghanistan. We're all praying for peace. Unfortunately, in the last month, we've been reminded almost on a daily basis that the price of freedom continues to be very high. And it continues to require American lives around the world. And so not only does this memorial not have any particular name, any one soldier, any one Marine, any one service member, it also doesn't have any era. It is not only to the global war on terrorism soldiers. It is not only for those who fought and died and struggled in Vietnam. It is not only a World War I or II or future that we haven't yet named. It's for all who serve, all who die while serving, and the families of those who love them enough to send them into that service.
And just so you're all aware, as Jenny pointed out, Whitaker Construction stepped forward. They're going to lead, they've offered to lead the project on this. We have numerous other volunteer community groups. There's another group that's actually Staker Parsons has offered to provide the concrete for the pour on this. We're working with our buildings and grounds, and so we have a contract in place that would basically allow, if we go forward to make this, we would allow and use the space opposite of where our G.I. Joe statue is. So it would be complementary and be very similar in size and shape as far as the footprint out front. And this is a great thing, but the other thing is we're in drought season, and this just gets rid of some grass that just gets mowed and watered, and probably would be a lot better to serve us to have a monument to represent the freedoms that we represent here. So that's what the proposal is. We have an agreement that would basically allow the Major Brent Taylor Foundation take the lead on this project, work with those construction companies, allowing them to come in, get this done. So what you would see, just so you're aware, is most likely if we get this going, we'll get the next month and two, we'll see the dig, the pour, the cement will be there, and then our goal would be is to get the, through private donations, et cetera, we've got the money there in place, would be to get, or getting it, or most of it, but to be to get the monument here in October, and then we would dedicate that on Veterans Day this next of 2026. That is the plan. So with that, I would make a motion that we approve the Gold Star Memorial Agreement 26-09.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry to approve the Gold Star Memorial Agreement, number 26-09, and a second by Commissioner Bingham. If there is no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, requesting use for the courthouse parking lot and lawn for the 11th Annual Art on Main Festival, May 22nd through 23rd. And 2026, and Dave Walker is going to discuss that with us. Appreciate you being here, Dave.
Morning, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is David Walker, Volunteer Director of Historic Downtown Brigham City. We ran the city's Main Street program for a number of years and now focus on art and cultural events in downtown to help revitalize and preserve our history. We're fortunate enough to be able to partner with the Major Brent Taylor Foundation on Memorial Day weekend to host the groundbreaking for the Gold Star Memorial, in addition to our 11th annual art festival. And the Box Elder County Courthouse has always been the center point for our festival. We put the food trucks here in the south parking lot, our artist booths out on the lawns and the adjoining property of the city. And then up and down Main Street, there are various activities that go on through the day, Friday and Saturday. So we respectfully request again to use the property for that purpose, and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we approve this request for the Art on Main project.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Perry to approve the Art on Main request, May 22nd through the 23rd, 2026, and second by Commissioner Bingham. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Okay, engine burial request, and Chrissy's gonna come and talk to us about that.
Chrissy Bennett, Commissioner's Office. This is a request for an indigent burial for Eleanor Cotilla. I think she might have outlived everybody. She was 90 years old. She has no family. A friend did pass away, so she was not able to help contribute, but she needs some help with her cremation.
So I'll make a motion to approve the indigent burial request from Gillis Funeral Home for Eleanor Cotilla.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry to approve the engine burial request in behalf of Eleanor Cotilla, and a second by Commissioner Perry. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, a national opioid settlement agreement with 6 remnant defendants. Annie Hanson is going to talk to us about that.
Annie Hansen with the County Attorney's Office. We have received another request to participate in the combined subdivision participation agreements that they're doing with these opioid settlements with the different companies. And this one, I think we're getting close to the end, since this one is called the 6 remnant defendants. And so what they're asking for is for the commission to approve and sign the participation release, which we have done on the previous settlement agreements that will allow us to combine with the other subdivisions in the state of Utah to join in on that settlement.
Commissioner, do you have any discussion?
No. I'd make a motion that we approve the National Opioid Settlement Agreement 26-11 as explained.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the National Opioid Settlement Agreement, number 26-11, by Commissioner Perry, and a second by Commissioner Bingham. There's no further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thanks, Annie. Again, community development, ordinance number 646, Willard Canyon Trail easement to be vacated by Scott Lyons.
It's officially noon. Good afternoon. Scott Lyons, Community Development. So this is following up on last meeting. The public hearing was held regarding this, and a motion was made to approve the vacate of this trail easement. The county policy for road or easement vacates requires an ordinance be brought before the commission following that public hearing. This is that ordinance, so it just spells out what has happened to this point between the Planning Commission and County Commission as far as public meetings, public hearings, what is to be vacated, and includes the legal description and associated survey with that. So,
I'd make a motion that we approve ordinance 646, the Willard Canyon Trail easement, and couldn't get it done in a sooner time because people I know want to get up Willard Canyon, so.
Second?
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry to approve ordinance 646 Willard Canyon Trail easement, and the second by Commissioner Bingham. If there's no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, thank you.
And you'll send a copy of that to Willard just so they get it? Or we'll
Yeah.
get one sent? Okay.
yeah, once we get it all signed up, we can send it over.
Okay, agreement number 26-10, Lookout Mountain Phase 2 subdivision improvement agreements. And Scott's gonna talk to us about that one as well.
Okay, so this is agreement 2610. This is associated with the Lookout Mountain Phase 2 subdivision. So this one is located on 6,000 west and 16,000 north, just northwest of the Riverside area. This phase is 10 lots, covering approximately 20 acres. The lots range in size from 1.75 acres to 2 acres. And what this improvement agreement basically does is spells out all the improvements required associated with this development, and secures the funding to ensure that those improvements are completed. Yeah, so I don't know if you have any questions.
So just one, we talked earlier a little bit about identifying field drains. Have you looked into that and identified if there's any there?
Yeah, this area there. This one sits kind of up on some drier ground on the.
So there isn't any then?
Yeah, so, but we do, that is something we look at with every development.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Scott, we noticed this morning, the agreement is signed by someone different than on the plat. The plat is signed by,
It's the Collinston Cattle Company as the
Right.
property owner.
and the agreement is not, it should be the same on both.
You'd like those to be the same?
So I think we just approve it subject to that change.
So I know the person on the agreement is contracted by the property owner to go through this process on his behalf.
Right.
And we have, the subdivision application that includes that, authorization to go through the process.
Right.
Is that still,
Probably should have both of them on there.
okay?
if That's what they're doing.
Okay, so are you okay with it proceeding, subject to that change
Yes.
being made?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're ready for a motion, I'd make a motion that we approve agreement 26-10 with the modifications that were discussed here with the county attorney's office, that we add that, both signatures in there.
Second?
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry on agreement number 2610, Lookout Mountain Phase 2 subdivision improvement agreement, and a second by Commissioner Bingham. With the changes, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, thank you. Okay, ordinance number 647, Roberts zoning map amendment. Scott will talk to us about that as well.
Yeah, so this one is a zoning request for a single parcel, approximately 10 acres in size. It is located at 9310 North, 6,000 West, so just northwest of our road shed, across the Malad from Elwood. This zoning request, the property is currently unzoned, and they are requesting that it be zoned RR2, rural residential 2 acre. The surrounding area, north and east, are rural residential and agriculture in nature. The south and west of this property is being used for agriculture currently. This went to the Planning Commission at their March 19th meeting, so just last week. And the Planning Commission reviewed it, and their recommendation is approval of the request. They did state that they don't necessarily love the specific zone, but they do find that moving from unzoned to a rural residential zone is better than the alternative of it staying unzoned. The standards that should be considered when reviewing and approving a zoning map amendment are, one, whether the proposed map amendment is consistent with goals, objectives, and policies of the county's general plan. Two, whether the proposed amendment is harmonious with the overall character of existing development in the vicinity of the subject property. Three, the extent to which the proposed amendment may adversely affect adjacent property. And four, the adequacy of facilities and services intended to serve the subject property. So, based on the public hearing held at their meeting, as well as discussion, the Planning Commission has forwarded a recommendation of approval on this ordinance. I don't know if you have any questions.
So maybe just to help everybody understand, what is the difference between an RR2 and unzoned?
Yeah, so unzoned allows for, the four main land uses are agriculture, residential, commercial, and industrial. And the unzoned allows for all four of those because there's no specific zoning applied to it that would say this is what is allowed. In addition to that, there's no specific density associated with an unzoned area. So it would just default to the Bear River Health Department's minimum density, or I should say maximum density, which is a half acre, which is that's what's required in order to have a home on a septic system. So that, I guess you could say the unzoned area is kind of a free-for-all, if you will. You could end up with residential adjacent to industrial, adjacent to agricultural, and not a lot of organization or vision associated with it. This particular landowner has requested the RR2 zone, which stands for Rural Residential 2 Acre. That 2 acre now would be the minimum density across those 10 acres. So theoretically, this property owner could divide that 10 acre piece up into 5 2 acre properties. Additionally, the rural residential, as that sounds, it allows for agriculture, it allows for residential, it does not allow for commercial or industrial. It would still allow for some commercial associated with agriculture, and it would allow for some like home business type commercial, but larger scale commercial would not be allowed in that area.
Okay, thanks for the explanation.
So if they approve this where they're at, just outside of Elwood, I know the health department says they can have one every half acre, a house every half acre with the septic system, but also I think they have a rule that says they have to go check with the city if they're within a certain proximity of the city. I think it's a mile, or I don't know exactly what, I don't remember what the distance is, half mile, a mile, something like that. Would this property apply to that if they decided they wanted to do that?
If it's within the health department's distance, that would be required.
Okay.
The county has an ordinance as far as within a half mile of a city is reaching out to that city regarding annexation.
Okay.
And they did reach out to Elwood regarding annexation, and Elwood was not interested in annexing them at this time. I think due to its distance as well as geographical limitations being on the other side of the Malad, infrastructure, et cetera. So.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Okay, with that in mind, I would make a motion that we approve ordinance number 647, Roberts zoning map amendment.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bingham to approve number 647, Roberts zoning map amendment, and a second by Commissioner Bingham, or Commissioner Perry. If there are no further discussions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Aye, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, ordinance 648, text amendment to multiple sections of the code. Scott Lyons.
All right, so our final item today, this one, what did we say the ordinance number was, 648? So this one is generally what we'll do as we come across inconsistencies in our code, or as new legislation comes at the state level, we kind of keep a list and then we put it into one ordinance and bring it, instead of doing what likely would be probably 8 different ordinances here for these changes. So there's a few different sections of code here. Some of those, as you go through your packet, are as simple as just referencing a different section of code. So in our enforcement section, currently there's an appeal portion, and it's previously, or currently I should say, references 2-2-180, when in reality it should reference 2-2-190. That's just due to code changing over time. So there are a couple cleanups in there like that where it just references a new section of either county code or state code that has been changed. There are some other things in here that I'll touch on as far as like a temporary use permit. Currently, the temporary use permit, there's some conflicting language here in definitions. It talks about determination of the planning commission. In the temporary use section, it talks about the zoning administrator being authorized to approve. We wanted consistency there. The planning commission wanted to be the ones in reviewing those, so it provides the authority to the planning commission to do that. It specifies the time frame. Previously, it was 2 years. They wanted it to be 1 year, and then adds revocation language as far as that permit may be revoked based on these things. And that revocation language is consistent with other land use permits that we issue and are addressed in our code. Let's see. Other ones, again, just references. There's one regarding daycare home occupation requirements. We previously had language that was in state code, and that as that changes, ours had to change as well. Instead of continuing trying to change it, we've just removed specific language and made it general language that the applicant shall be compliant with licensing requirements and provisions as required by the Utah Department of Health and Human Services, which is who oversees home daycares throughout the state. Let's see, another one is addressing recreational vehicle use. So it was previously slotted in a chapter under agritourism, which limited the county's ability to regulate it only to agritourism as opposed to in the broad sense of any other situation. So it was removed from the agritourism chapter. It was placed in chapter 5-1, which is applicable throughout the county, and created some more specific language as to how recreational vehicles can be occupied, and also created some exemptions with regard to when recreational vehicles can be used, whether that be temporarily for while someone is in the process of constructing a home. So if they have an active building permit for agricultural workforce housing, and then also for long-term living if they're in the appropriate locations like mobile home or recreational vehicle park. I think that covers all the different sections there.
Okay, I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 648, text amendment to multiple sections of code.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bingham to approve number 648, text amendment to multiple sections of the code, and a seconded by Commissioner Perry. If there's no further discussions, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Okay, under Buildings and Grounds, policy on overnight parking on county property. From our attorney's office, Glenn Thurston's gonna work with us on that. Appreciate you, Glenn. Thanks for being here.
Glenn Thurston, County Attorney's Office. So this policy prohibits overnight parking on county property subject to approval. It allows the Building and Grounds departments to ask for those vehicles that are found to be parking overnight to be towed and removed from the county property. And it also provides that the county may grant permission and that it shall be displayed on the dash in some form that we will determine later. So And these four are all related to that.
So we got a problem with that?
Yes, we do, and the parking lot across from the fairgrounds at winter time, when it comes to plowing that, there are people who are leaving their vehicles overnight parked not related to the fairgrounds at all. And without following the state statute that's outlined in the policy and putting correct signage in place, we actually can't really move them. So by enacting this policy, we will, and the resolution afterwards, will be able to remove those and get the lots plowed.
And just clarifying, this won't impact any of the contracts we currently have in place on some of our properties, like possibly over by our DMV office, or even at this parking lot here at the county building, where we have a few agreements with some folks. We would have some sort of pass, or we'd have something where they would be fine.
Yes,
right?
we would be allowed to create a pass, and so that it'd be clear to everyone that this vehicle is allowed to be here overnight
Okay, great.
in accordance with the policy.
So,
So you ready for a motion?
yep.
I will make a motion to approve policy on overnight parking on county property.
Is that the resolution? Is that what we're
No, it's
talking
just the
about?
policy 12A. Do we have to have a motion for that, or we would just move into the resolution?
I'm checking because I don't.
I think it's just the
I
resolution.
think it's a
I
resolution.
think it's just a resolution.
Yep.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I will make a motion to approve resolution 26-08, adopting policy on overnight parking on county property.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Commissioner Bingham to approve resolution number 2608, adopting policy on overnight parking on county property, and a second by Commissioner Perry. If there is no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
So, I'm sorry. I'll wait for you to say it.
Okay, the next one is ordinance number 645, repealing ordinance number 542, related to parking of vehicles on streets in the county-owned parking lots following snowstorms.
Yeah, so ordinance 542, after we did further research, may not be enforceable under state statute. The ordinance or the resolution we just passed brings us into compliance with state statute, and so therefore we need to repeal this ordinance.
So I'm just wondering, do you know if we're gonna have a snowstorm? I was just curious.
No, I don't know.
If we pass this, can you guarantee us a snowstorm?
I won't guarantee you one, but I'll guarantee that I'll do what I can.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
2026.
Yeah.
In 2026, yeah, by November.
Yeah.
All right, I'd make a motion that we approve ordinance 645, repealing ordinance 542 related to parking of vehicles on streets and in county-owned parking lots following snowstorms.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry to approve ordinance 645, repealing ordinance number 542, related to parking of vehicles on streets and county-owned parking lots following snowstorms. If there's no further discussion, and a second by Commissioner Perry.
Bingham.
Did you second? Okay, and sorry about
Yes, I
that.
did.
Second by Commissioner Bingham. If there's no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. Thanks. And then on number D, letters of agency granting Brigham City Police Department, Tremont and Garland Police Department authority for towing and impounding of vehicles on county-owned properties. And Glenn will talk to us about that as well.
Yeah, so currently Brigham City Police Department and Tremont Garland Police Department are allowed by statute to tow the vehicles when we ask them to do it, or if they see people out parking overnight in violation of any signs we put up. They don't think that they are. These letters of agency will hopefully help them see that, yes, they are. Their claim is that because they're on county-owned property, that the sheriff's office is supposed to do it. But because the land is incorporated within a municipality, they have the authority to do it. This letter is just to clarify that to those police departments.
Do you need us to make a motion to send the letter then? Would you like that?
To approve the letter so that I can send it to them later, yes.
I'd make a motion that we approve the letter of agency granting Brigham City Police Department and Tremont and Garland Police Departments authority for towing and impoundment of vehicles on county-owned properties.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Perry letters to the agency granting Brigham City Police Department and Tremont and Garland Police Department authority for towing and impounding of vehicles on county-owned properties. A second by Commissioner Bingham. If there's no further discussion, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, Glenn.
you.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for all the work you're doing on cleaning some of these things up for us.
All right. Before we begin public comment period, I'd like to say that I'm sorry for the confusion and frustration that many of you felt with the county moving forward with updates to the fairgrounds. Okay? I want you all to know, I've had several people call me and say, why are we starting the fairgrounds? I'd like to let you know we haven't started the fairgrounds. We're looking at the county overall and the fees that we charge and making sure that our fees are adequate, what we need to be charging. And so, with that being said, I've had people call me and accuse me of not caring about our fairgrounds. And I want to let you know that that could be further from the truth. I have a lot of passion for our fairgrounds. I love our fairgrounds. I grew up there. From a young man watching cutter races and having hamburgers on Saturday with our family and watching those races and spending time out there as a young man growing up in the fairs and the rodeos, and it was my very favorite place to go in our county. It's a place of heritage. It's a place where we gather together as a county and spend time one with another and build strong relationships and memories. And I love our fairgrounds. It was asked again to me today if I would ever close our fairgrounds. And I want you to know that as long as I'm a commissioner, that will never, ever, ever happen. I will stand strong with that, and I promise you that I will not allow that to ever happen. Fairgrounds are an important asset to the county commission, to the county, and the county commission is committed to continuing, preserving, and supporting it. The commission feels and wants, the commission wants fees to be appropriate and fair so everyone has an opportunity to use the fairgrounds. We also want to be sure that the fairgrounds are safe for our visitors and users. The county does not have any plans to close the fairgrounds or change any of the events and other opportunities for recreation. We have asked staff to review the fee schedule and to cover costs, the fee schedule to cover costs, and to update the current agreements for long-term horse stall rentals. Current renters will be given the opportunity to continue renting if they agree to the new fee schedule and agreement. The boot lady will be able to stay at the fairgrounds. She's just got Lola's got a place that she's working on, and I don't see any sense in having her leave. She figures that she'll be about a year to get that done or less, and there's no sense in kicking her out, and then in 6 months she goes somewhere else. So we're working with her with that, and I think that's very fair. I want to also let Jan know publicly how sorry I am for all that she's been through. Jan is a great lady, and she's very dedicated to our fairgrounds. When you talk about Box Elder County Fair, they should just say Jan, because she is so dedicated to that fairgrounds. She and I have talks all the time about making sure that she charges her time, which she doesn't, and I get after her because she needs to charge for the time she spends there. And I just want her to know publicly how much I appreciate her and what she does for our fairgrounds. I want her staff to know that I appreciate them too. We have a great staff at our fairgrounds that make those fairgrounds wonderful. They work very, very hard to maintain a place of heritage and a place that we call home. And I just truly appreciate them. I also appreciate our community and the time and the efforts that you spend out there as well. we see that, I see that, and we want you to know that without community, without our volunteers, that our fairgrounds and those people that work out there, we could not do the things that we do. That you, our volunteers are also a great asset, and the public is a great asset to our fairgrounds. And I don't want anybody to feel that we do not appreciate what you do. And so I want you to know that Commissioner Vincent truly appreciates everything that goes on at our fairgrounds, and I appreciate the public. I appreciate your concerns. I've lost count of the phone calls that I've received, but I will tell you there have been several, and some of them have started off pretty rough, but at the end of the phone call, I feel like we had a good understanding and people were very respectful, and I want to thank you for that. So we will start our public comment period at this time, and those who wish to make public comment shall sign the comment roll and be responsible for the following rules outlined in the County Commission Rules and Procedures. Speakers will have 1 3-minute opportunity to speak regardless of the number of items they wish to address. Speakers shall address their comments to the County Commission only. At this time, this is a time to be heard. There will not be a back and forth dialogue between the speaker and the commissioners. The speakers may file a copy of their comments or remarks to our county clerk. The county clerk will make the information available to the county commission. Being that we've got several that would like to speak today, what I will do is I've got the forms here. So I will call your name, and if you will come and give your 3-minute comments, they would be greatly appreciated. And again, I appreciate you and thank you for being here. So we will start off today with Jenny Adams.
My name's Jenny Adams, and first off, I want to tell you thank you for clarifying some of what was put on the Facebook post, because it said that you guys were moving away from long-term stall rentals and building rentals. And so I appreciate that you have clarified that, because I think that is why I sit in this seat today, is because I want to still be able to have the opportunity to use the fairgrounds, to be able to rent the arena and to be able to ride my horses there. And I'm, not a business owner. I just have always been to the fairgrounds and used the facility and have really loved the facility. And also my concern is that I have watched over the years as other facilities in this state have been shut down, starting with the Davis Center that is now, or the Legacy Center that is now a wrestling facility. And we all know about the South Jordan Equestrian facility that if USU wouldn't have stepped in, now the Bashan Center, it also would have been shut down. And Weber County was also doing research to change their facility, and I don't want to see that happen to our facility. I feel like we have an amazing facility and so many people that absolutely love to use it. And so I just wanted to go on record and say that I am very grateful that you guys are aware of where we stand and the situation that's there, and I hope that you will continue to think of us that use that facility day in and day out as you make your decisions, and still make it feasible for us to be able to rent and utilize as we move forward in the things that we do. So I thank you, and I appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you. Scott Warren?
My name's Scott Warr. Live in Thatcher. Long-term renter at the fairgrounds. Been there over 11 years. Thank you guys for, especially Commissioner Vincent, for clarifying. One issue we had, 2 or 3 of us had never received the first eviction notice in the mail. So we had gotten a lot of hearsay. And we all know small communities, that's what happens. Lots of clarification. Thank you for your time. I'd also like to thank Jan. She has been exceptional to work with. Couple things I'd like to somewhat address or recommend. There were some issues we hear about, we have horse walkers there, the safety. We'd like to have some discussion, we can make them safer, lock them up, some things, but we walk over 40 head of horses a day, which allows the horses to get out. They get taken care of, stalls cleaned. Somebody is always there when they are on the walker. And, we just would like to be able to use them. Other than that, thank you guys for your time.
Thanks, Scott. Deanna Hardy?
Didn't sound right. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No problem.
Okay, Deanna Hardy Brigham. The Box Elder Committee of Liberty opposes zoning with the exception of zoning for immoral or dangerous use of property. We feel that zoning should not be evaluated by a planning commission board because it is unconstitutional in that it is an appointed board. We are a representative government where representatives are elected by the people and who are to support, obey, and defend the U.S. and state constitutions. Therefore, the county commissioners should be the only ones evaluating and approving or disproving zoning issues. Planning Commission Board Member Melanie Wilding appeared before this commission on November 5th, 2025, stating that the remaining 68% of the land in Box Elder County should be zoned. Box Elder County is the only county in the state where all the land is not zoned. She stated that the Planning Commission's hands were tied in preventing actions from private citizens who would be going against the county's general plan, and that there would be no way to enforce the county's general plan. Commissioner Bingham stated that those in the county should not be able to do whatever they wanted. So what you are saying is private property owners have no property rights? The citizens through the general plan get to decide how the property owner will use their property? General plans are central planning, which is a Marxist ideology and contrary to a republic form of government. It was stated that 92% of the citizens wanted to preserve agriculture. How will this be accomplished? Is this not changing our republic form of government to a democracy, mob rule? The mob gets to be the arbiter in deciding private owner land rights. General plans violate our Utah Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, which states, all men have the inherent and inalienable right to enjoy and defend their lives and liberties, to acquire, possess, and protect property. Individual property rights are a gift from God and not from man. Our founding fathers stated that all laws contrary to the Constitution are null and void and of no force. Any law that is imposed upon the people, which is contrary to our constitutions, is not to be obeyed. Rebellion to tyranny is obedience to God. Remember your oath of office to support, obey, and defend the Utah Constitution. Article 4, Section 10, oath of office. Your oath of office to protect our republic form of government from all enemies, foreign and domestic, as stated in our U.S. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. All representatives are to be following our U.S. and Utah state constitutions instead of ignoring and subverting them and denying the citizens of their inalienable rights from God. And just a comment on the county fair, I know people love it. I know it's been part of the fabric of this county for many years, but it needs to be self-sustaining because it's not fair for those people that never attend the county fair to be forced to pay for it.
Okay,
Thank you.
time's up. Thank you. Ken Anderson?
I'm Kent Anderson, and I'm basically representing myself. I, as a long-term exhibitor and one of the oldest exhibitors at the fair. I was hoping that we were not doing anything that would curtail young people from giving their animals and stuff like that and the exhibits that are there. We have got the reputation of the best fair in the state, and that includes the state fair. We have one of the best rodeos there. We don't want anything that will curtail that activity at all. I'll admit that the parking there is a mill of a hess when you try to go there for the fair. But nonetheless, I'm just here in support of the exhibitors, of the county members. Let's not do anything that's going to curtail that. I've been a long-time member of the posse, and we've been neck deep in all of the stuff that goes on there. And we would like to be able to have a little bit of assurance of where we're at. And appreciate your time. I appreciate your comments. That answered a lot of my questions. There's rumors galore out there, and you just wonder how the hell you're gonna get an answer. So that's what we're here for. So you can give us the answers, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Lola Baker?
My name is Lola Baker, and I also am so thankful for things being explained. And a lot of my questions have been answered. But I'm going to read what I did have down. It says, "Good morning, Commissioners. I am here today on behalf of many in the Western and agricultural community in Box Elder County, those who care deeply about preserving the heritage and the way of life that has shaped this county for generations. Our roots run deep. The Western lifestyle and agricultural community are not just traditions. They're a vital part of who we are. I would like to thank Tyler for his efforts and for the communication that he has provided through this process. He came into the store, and that was very much appreciated. I also appreciate how when we were getting ready for the fair, that he was there in the wee hours of the morning, putting things together and helping. I would also like to recognize and thank the fairgrounds employees. There are so many people from across the nation that will stop and say how much they love our fairgrounds, how much they appreciate that the employees that are around are always asking or are open to help with anything they can. We consistently hear compliments from people across the counties, visitors, competitors, NFR contestants, and event organizers. They are grateful for the facilities, but for the people who make them run, they are the most grateful. That matters. The reputation matters. The fairgrounds are more than just a location. They are a gathering place for our community, for our events, and for the agricultural way of life that we are proud to carry forward. We hope moving forward is that the decisions surrounding these spaces and this community reflect the value they hold, not just economically, but culturally and historically as well. We owe it to those who built this. I still remember my grandpa, J.O. Hatfield, coming to the fair when he was almost 90 years old to watch me. I could look over there and find that mustard-colored shirt and those tan pants and his belt buckle, and he was there to watch me. We need to continue that. We need to protect and preserve it. And I am so grateful to live in this county because I know we can all work together. Thank you.
Thanks, Lola. Appreciate that. Mackenzie Lish?
I'm gonna blame the tears on my pregnancy. I'd like to start by saying good afternoon. I'd like to start by thanking Tyler Vincent for taking the time to come visit us and offering an apology regarding how the situation was handled. That meant a great deal to us. I'd also like to thank the fairgrounds crew. Many of them feel like family, and we truly appreciate the work you do every day and your willingness to listen today. While I still don't fully understand many of the decisions that have been made, I am grateful for the remediation of our agreement and for the time we've been given to finish our building in town. What I'd really like to focus on is what we hope to see moving forward. The way this was handled does not reflect what we stand for as a community. In Box Elder County, we communicate, we are honest, we do our due diligence by going directly to the people involved, not relying on secondhand information from those who may not fully understand the situation. We value transparency, we value respect, and we make decisions with the best interest of our community in mind. Moving forward, I ask that these principles guide future decisions, especially those that directly impact the people who live and work here every day. We all care deeply about this county. It's time we come together, communicate openly, and move forward in a way that reflects the values we all share. Thank you.
Thank you. Christy Noyes?
Christy Noyes. I would like to, if I get my notes to pull back up. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you today. We have an incredible facility at the fairgrounds that is used. As has been said, the fairgrounds staff are more than incredible in more ways than one. And that property, if you would say, really brings a sense of community for everybody. Not only for the animal events, but the craft fairs and the educational opportunities and the family parties and all of the things that happen there. There's plenty of room for everyone to be able to enjoy the fairgrounds in whatever manner they choose to enjoy it. And it should be available for everyone to do. As has been said, yes, the information that I learned, things like that, I thought, wow, communication, we've got to be able to communicate better. We've got to be able to talk to each other, and we can do that and work with each other to avoid this kind of a problem again. And it sounds like, thank you for the clarification, it sounds like we're on the right track. One thing that it seems to me to be an advantage to having people at the fairgrounds all the time is eyes on the ground. I mean, there is so much garbage that can and does go on in places when people have an opportunity to express themselves, I guess, with people who are there renting stalls, renting buildings, craft fairs, whatever it is, rodeos, whatever it is, there's people there. And so we can assist our police and everybody else with kind of policing the place with folks who care about it, because there are a lot of us that care about it. With my great-grandfather took $1 and went to the very first Box Elder County Fair. And I personally have been involved for that fair in 50 years longer than I want to admit, plus. And that fairgrounds itself has, as you know, has blossomed. And it can continue to do so, but we've got to take care of it. And I hope that you will do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Christy. Rochelle Sorensen?
So my name is Rochelle Sorensen. I live in East Garland, and I want to thank you for letting us come and talk today. When I read the Facebook post, and that's pretty much the only information that I have. And so I come as a representative of the Bear River High School Rodeo Club, because I'm the secretary right now. And I do know that watching some of the other counties and talking to other secretaries that are running rodeos at other counties, the cost has become almost to the point in those counties that they can't run a rodeo. And I appreciate the fact that I'm able to come to our fairgrounds and run a rodeo there every year. I've been doing it for close to 5 years now, and as a small club, we're able to still pay for that. When I took over, we only had 3 kids in our club, and that was in 2 families. Right now, we're up to 12 kids. So I'm hoping that our club will continue to grow and that we'll still be able to use the rodeo grounds. And our rodeo this year will be September 11th and 12th. And I hope to be able to come back and ask for some support from the commissioners. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Sean Crooney?
Hello, Sean Croney, Fielding, Utah. Most of my questions have been answered as well. I'll say a couple things that have been on my mind. Number one, intentionality. I feel like our community is at a real pivoting point right now. We all know growth's happening, and we've got to be intentional if we want to keep what we all have. For many of us, I think this directly related to the fears of what we hear so many places, that a little bit of changes come along and pretty soon fairgrounds and those facilities get shut down, and we lose those opportunities as community members, as county members, and also other people to come through. The equine and show stock industries are growing, especially in the West right now. You guys are probably aware of that. A lot of people aren't. They don't realize that. Just like Mrs. Sorensen said, rodeo teams are growing a little bit. Show stock events are getting held more and more in the West. And there's a real opportunity for our county to dial in on that if we are smart with it. So as I said, a lot of my concerns were answered. I appreciate your time, appreciate that. I want to ask that we're intentional about our growth over the next little while, and we don't let the highest bidder take control of what we all end up with as a community, or else we won't want to be there. There's a lot of cookie cutter generic communities out there dotting the map, and I don't want to be part of one. So thank you so much.
Thanks. Appreciate that, Sean. Michaela Shannon?
Hi, my name is Michaela Shannon. I'm just going to read this so I don't mess up. I want to express my concern about the proposed increase in fairground rental fees for horse stalls, arenas, and buildings. I understand that a price increase may be necessary, but I am concerned with the way that this appears to be happening. Decisions that directly affect the public, especially local horse owners, 4-H families, event organizers, and community members who rely on these facilities, should be made with transparency and clear public justification. If the county believes a price increase is necessary, then the public deserves to see what the actual numbers are behind that decision. What are the current operating costs? What deficit or expense is driving this change? What alternatives were considered before placing a larger burden on the people who use these facilities? The fairgrounds are a community resource, not just a revenue source. They are also part of the agricultural identity of Box Elder County. I do not want to see Box Elder County lose its agricultural roots the way so many surrounding counties have. When access to these facilities becomes more expensive, it becomes harder for local families, horse owners, youth programs, and agricultural events to continue participating. There is also a real economic impact to consider. If rental costs increased to the point that people decide they can no longer afford to hold their events in Box Elder County, that loss will not stop at the fairgrounds. It will affect surrounding businesses as well. Restaurants, gas stations, hotels, feed stores, local retailers, and other businesses that benefit when people travel here for events. If events start going elsewhere, the county risks losing both community participation and outside dollars. Rural traditions, livestock events, horse events, and agricultural involvement do not stay strong by accident. They stay strong when counties actively protect and support them. Increasing fees without openly showing the reasoning behind it creates distrust and makes it feel like these decisions are being made without meaningful public involvement. I strongly oppose moving forward with a fee increase unless the county first provides clear financial data, explains the need for the change publicly, and gives the community a real opportunity to review and respond before any final decision is made. And I ask the commission to slow this process down and be transparent with the public and add this issue to another meeting, or have another meeting like we did with the agriculture zoning, so we can have a more open discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us today and your comments. We will take those comments that have been presented and we will review those and look at those things that have been brought forward as we proceed forward. But we appreciate you so much, and just appreciate your comments. Do we have a closed session? Okay, we could get a motion to
We gotta,
Oh, we got
gotta
the-
take the warrant register, and then we gotta take care of personal
personal
actions.
actions.
That's the warrant register right there. Okay. Hey, what's that in that stuff this way? Once he's done with that, I'll make a motion.
Say something emotional, and then I'm next.
I would make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Perry and a second by Commissioner Bingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.